Greetings, folks. Coin Stamp here, or Swirling Vortex, or Steven, and welcome back to some more Elden Ring Reforged, Deathless, fire spells only, all bosses routing. I would like to load the selected profile, please. How are we all doing today? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. But also before that, just gonna test out my audio and make sure it still works properly. Alright, let's see. Right, works. Perfect. Sorry, I hate doing this every time I load up the stream, but I am so paranoid about not hearing my own mic, about being muted for 45 minutes, that I literally have to do that. It'd be nice to have someone to just check those audio levels for me, but you can't rely on that. You cannot be reliant on others to the point that you cannot do things for yourself. But yeah, hopefully everybody is doing well. Let me just shift this over slightly. Last time we went through a few bosses, just a few. Let's see, we finished up with the Valiant Gargoyles. We then ended up getting teleported to Volcano Manor. We took Raya's invitation. We then proceeded to wipe the floor with a bunch of bosses. Not much more to say than that. We got through like 8 of them. I'd like to add another 8 more to that belt. And maybe at the end I'd like to get, I don't know, say 25, 30. Something like that. Without further ado, let's just get started. I took a couple of bonus notes yesterday, as I took no notes. I felt I didn't need to take any notes for this section. It felt straightforward, but I made sure I took at least 1 or 2 things anyway. If you ever want to know anything more about the the routing criteria, or like all the different things I'm taking note of, if you type in !DRoute into the chat prompts on either Twitch or YouTube, and eventually Trovo, you will find out more. You will be given a hyperlink to my Google document. It is up to 7 pages long in terms of notes. I expect there to be 15 to 20 by the end. You guys should have viewing privileges. Later on, I'll give you guys the ability to comment on the notes I've made, and we'll kind of do a sit down and review our notes together stream session to make you guys just as involved in this process as I am. Maybe not quite to the same degree I am, but pretty close. I'm doing okay, personally speaking. I had dinner. It was pork stir fry. How can I possibly complain? I mean, I could, but it was a great dinner. I have nothing to complain about, I guess is what I should say. And it had, you know, snap peas and broccoli and, like, actual snipped carrots. It was pretty tasty stuff. And, you know, pork is always good. For those of you who, I guess, since it is the bottom of the hour and everything, welcome to Elden Ring Reforged. It is a Vanilla Plus style overhaul mod made by Team Reforged, spearheaded by Kirnifr and Avidian, the lead devs. Mostly Kirnifr, but I think Avidian springboards enough ideas that they are a lead dev, but they just don't say it. There are over 13,000, or no, there are approximately 13,000 changes that have made their way into this mod. As long as you're willing to count every little subtle thing you can a change, then yeah, approximately 13,000, ranging from new mechanics such as ducking, perfect deflects, or I'm sorry, deflecting, perfect attacks, the binding rune subsystem, lots of stuff. Too many to name in one sitting. It's a labor of love. We're on patch 12.6a right now. So I'm very much looking forward to being able to continue to showcase that to you guys. It's been a long-standing, or a long-running, you know, mod at this point. It's been going on a long time. And there's still stuff being added to it. And the DLC will make it so even more stuff will be added to it in the end. If you guys want to know more, you can type in !ERR, !ERRW, or !ERRD to get access to the the mod page, the wiki page, or the Discord. I frequent that Discord, so if you want to come talk to me, just like in general, just at me, and you know, I'll reply. You can also talk to me on Twitter and or my own Discord. If you type in !Discord, you should get access. Just make sure you leave a follow or subscription before you do, so I know to place you in the right spot. And I suppose to tell you a bit about this challenge run, welcome to Deathless Fire Spells Only All Bosses. The goal of the run is, well, it's in the name. It's to kill all bosses without dying, to kill every boss in Elden Ring without dying by using spells that only deal fire damage, and a few select other things. I'm sorry, a category of select other things for utility purposes, such as pots, throwing knives, or, you know, greases, that type of thing. It's quite great. If you ever want to know any more, you can type in !DBuild, Twitch only, or you can type in !DRoute. I want to say it's CR, !CR, or you can always type in !commands. So just get a list of the commands I use, or that I have employed for you to type at any time. As long as they're enabled. Yeah, as long as I have it enabled, you'll always be able to use those commands. If they're turned off, well, talk to me and we can see about maybe turning it on, but generally speaking, the commands that are off for a reason. For example, I have several Baldur's Gate 3 and Blasphemous commands, and I don't have those on because I'm not playing those games. Oh, really? The sandbags are destroyable? Alright, I guess we're checking. Certain sacks of sandbags apparently not so much, but a lot of them are. So, Perfumer's Grotto. This is one of those spots in particular that... How do I word this? It's got a mandatory section and an optional section. Also, there is just a whole separate dungeon that's connected to it. It's one of the unique caves in this game that does this. There are not too many others that do that connect into a separate cave. Now, I have heard a tale of a theory, a game theory, that, you know, states something to the effect of, we were originally going to connect all these as a sort of underground, and then that never happened. We're not really sure. I'm not really sure what came of that theory. But me, you know, if all these caves were supposed to be like an interconnected underground system, you know, how would you explain the how would you explain? I'm sorry, my brain is completely scrambled today. How would you explain? Oh, God. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I cannot recall what I was going to say about that. Oh, right. I just now remembered. If all the cave systems were supposed to be interconnected underground, what would you make of what the original intention of the underground rivers to be? Would they've been kind of like a mid dark scenario? You know, like in D&D, you've got like the upper dark, the middle dark, and the lower dark. You've got the underdark, I should say. And the whole collective thing is known as the underdark. What would you make of that? Is it one of those kinds of scenarios, or just something unrelated altogether? This section right here is precarious. Oh, and yeah, in case I've forgotten, which I did, just look at all that hostility. I don't know how I just did not have these marks on before, but I apparently just did not. Cool. So, hi, these things are the baby versions of the adults that will be fighting as bosses later. There are 2 full-grown adults that we're gonna fight as bosses later. Isn't that just wild? Oh, I gotta be extra careful. No! Okay. There, that's better. I don't like climbing on this. The intended method of getting it is just to, like, hop on this little, branch stump and, hop up here, and then, you know, you have easy access to the boss, but I never did like that. This boss, the only thing that really makes this boss difficult is the fact that there is an omen killer in here and not anything else. Hey there, Cracker. Good to see ya. Eating dinner? Hope you're doing well here. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Hope you are enjoying your stay. Let's give a shout out to Cracker. He is the reason I'm networking at all. He primarily does, or it would help if I typed a name. Cracker, let's try that again. Yes. They primarily play marbles on stream. It's kind of like a stream interaction game. It's the best way I know to say it. It's kind of a chat-mediated experience. The streamer is responsible for certain things. Like picking tracks and how many people are allowed to play and what marble skins are generally available. The chat is primarily responsible for playing, although the streamer can also type into the chat and play. It's not really an involved game. Once you hit play, or once you type in play and the timer goes off and marbles start rolling, that's it. You're at the mercy of the track that's been chosen, and nothing else. And it's kind of like stargazing, where, like, yeah, you can gaze at the stars, but if there are 20 other people stargazing with you, the natural inclination is to find someone to talk to while you're also gazing at stars. That kind of thing. Now, since you're eating, I will try not to bother you with mundane questions. Instead, what I will say is, oh, you know what I just realized? Yeah, we can't even fight this boss yet. Can't even fight it. Like, we have to come back here with hopefully no depleted resources. We have no mana flasks, or no FP flasks, which is absolutely terrible for trying to beat this particular pair of bosses. Again, the Miranda flower is not bad. It's the omen killer that's a problem. Have to kind of kill it quick. Anyway, what I was about to say is for those who need to know, although we'll explain anyway, if you type in !BOSS into the chat, You'll get a nice little warning about bosses, but essentially during boss fights, I do not talk. I will acknowledge your statement, I will say hi, but I don't actually have any meaningful replies to give you until I've either died or we have beaten the boss. There's only... Once that happens, I'll catch up on anything I think I may have missed, or any missed messages, and then I will keep moving on. Or we will keep moving on as a group. Not much more to say than that. Just, it's nothing personal. It's that humans already can't multitask, and I'm especially bad at flickering my attention between various things. Also, that's just not something you do during a challenge run routings, like routing practice or a real run. You don't do that. You're there for the spectacle. They're there to watch me play. And, you know, talk during the parts of it that I can. But you're not there for like I shouldn't say you're not there for a deep conversation. It's, if you don't mind waiting, if you don't mind constant interruptions with your conversations, great. What am I doing? Right, I'm wanting to change up like spells. I think I probably only really want these 4 things. Jambalaya is hitting the spot tonight? Yeah. I was about to say, I was gonna ask what your dinner was. I just didn't want to bother you until you felt comfortable. What, if you don't mind, what's in your jambalaya? Is it all the usual stuff, or is there anything special? How are we looking on... Do we actually... Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop these runes so we can maybe level up. Let's see, we have... I think we might either be just short or we're like right there. I think this will get us over the hill. It was like 10128 something, right? Yep, sure is.
With me. Your thoughts, your ambitions.
No, I wanted to level up a point in
would follow.
endurance. And that should be the highest amount of endurance we need. And then we can split our attention between mind and vigor, get up to that nice 40-point level. But, yeah, I would... Let's try this again, Coin. After calming down and not, you know... not being so spastic at the microphone. I had pork stir-fry tonight. That was some good stuff. Granted, it was... stuff... It was basically... the part of it that was not... Well, sorry. For most people, stir-fry consists of, like, pre-cooked rice ahead of time. We use sticky rice when we make our stir-fry. And then we typically brown up the pork or the chicken separately. And we usually have a stir-fry mix that we use for the vegetables. And I have to say, tonight's stir-fry mix was chef's kiss. Perfect stuff. Broccoli, snap peas, shredded carrots, peppers, amazing stuff. I should just... Yeah, we should absolutely just kill both of you. Now, I am going to go... I am going to demonstrate this command, just so people know it's there, more than anything. And, I hope to see you guys on the other side of this fog gate. Wish me luck. Although I hope I don't need it. We can probably talk during this part. Just watch out for the prayers. It's pretty nice. I mean, we were pretty close to dying a couple times. I got really unlucky with not being able to Fury the summons immediately. I should have just tapped it real quick, but hey, it's done and over with. And I hope to the uninitiated you can see why maybe I don't talk during those. Or I wait until I've got a good moment before I do. Alright, we've gotten the Perfumer's Grotto without any deaths. Coolio. Oh, we gotta go up the steps, don't we? Yeah, it's stair time. You guys are gonna love this part. So, you know how, well, okay, maybe people don't know. In the beginning of the game, in the very first region you start exploring, there's a boss there, and his name is the Tree Sentinel. They're golden-clad knights on horseback. They're huge. And it's kind of like your first experience breaking into Elden Ring. Like, and that's just vanilla I'm talking about here. Is the vanilla game. He's difficult to learn, and you probably feel like you need a slight upgrade to your gear and or stats before you fight him. But otherwise you're free to fight him at any time. And the moveset is interesting for mounted bosses. You don't normally expect to get checked by the horse, except in the front, which is what happens with the Tree Sentinel. Well, later on, at least in here, you'll eventually fight not only a dismounted version, you know, just the knight, but also, eventually, you fight another one later before even getting to Altus, back here at the Lift of Deathless, and this one casts magic spells. So imagine the step up is fighting not one, but two of them with the magic spells. Isn't that just brutal?
Ready to make... Oh, please.
You know what? You can adjust my robes.
Ready to make a jump.
Oh, actually, you know what I just realized? Because if I do that, I have to transmog it here. That's another neat thing, is you can alter your garments, and you gain the ability to transmog them as part of a DLL package. That's like an external injectable code that you can put in with your mods. It's usually a separate mod, and one of those is a ERR specific version of ER Transmog. They were able to get together with the mod author and make sure it works wonderfully with the whole package. It's great. And transmogging works exactly like you think it does. If anyone's played World of Warcraft before, and you can kind of like wear the high-end set, but look like you're in your favorite bit of gear from your favorite expansion, or your favorite dungeon, or whatever, yeah, it allows you to do that. This is that same kind of system. You don't need to spend gold into it or anything. You might need to for like the actual alterations, but outside of that, oh, you know what I just realized? We could probably keep on the unaltered or the altered version, but revert back to the unaltered version. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Now, altering your gear in this way does cost some runes, but that's neither here nor there. That was the in-game version of transmogrification, and it was for specific gear only. This applies to everything, and it's coded a bit more elegantly. Let's keep moving. Now we kind of look like those farmers from Lord of the Rings, or like your typical, you know, we're gonna hire people. We're gonna hire people for the parts of like the hobbits or the human settlements. We're just gonna get a bunch of them all at once. Dudes, I'm like right here. Sure, you wanna come up here? Fine. Once you get the rhythm of the game, I think I've been told I make this look easy. I promise it's not. But once you get used to the rhythm of what the game asks you to do, it's just like any other game. It's just more technical. I think that's probably the right way to look at it, is Elden Ring is a very technical game, and Elden Ring Reforged is a very technical mod for an already technical game that changes up a lot of the technical things you do. And just make sure oh, shoot. Nope. We gotta go around. Let's get up here where maybe the ballista can't fire at us. It's a very technical game. It's just like playing Skyrim, in the sense that Skyrim is, or can be, a very technical game. Yeah, you can break it, right? You can grind up your alchemy and blacksmithing and enchanting and speech. You could super break the game if you want to. And then you can come into dungeons with like a mega tricked out archer, one-shot everything, maybe even Alduin, and beat the game that way. But before that, you gotta spend the time learning the game, learning the system. You've gotta decide like how much you're gonna break the game. And it's the kind of thing you do once, right? But doing all that is very technical. Then, if you start modding Skyrim, you replace the technical systems with more systems that are more technical. They ask for different levels of mastery from you. I've played, I think in my lifetime, let's see, 3 manual mod collections, and no less than 7 or 8 different mod packs for Skyrim. And generally, I go for the Inarim package. So I get like the super technical skill trees for Skyrim. And I'm usually a spellcaster, so that tends to be more technical than most things in Skyrim. It just baseline. So imagine casting in Inarim systems in a game that is already kind of technical. Yeah, you're spending a lot of time mastering things as opposed to just learning them enough to get by. Elden Ring's the same way. Only you have what is it? Would I say that there are it's kind of hard to describe. In Skyrim, you start from like a basic point and you fan out, whereas here you start at a variety of different points, like different classes. give you access to different starting gear. And then eventually your builds kind of converge in spots. It's kind of the opposite. You start out having to learn a lot of things, and then later you get settled into the build you want to use. And a lot of other people join you in that. It's very different. But the principle, the underlying principle between those games is the same. They're highly technical, and they expect a great degree of mastery from you. If you're not willing to do that, well, you're gonna have a bad time. Shit. Dang it. And of course I would get hit. Cool. Ah, there's just no way to do this. Well, I shouldn't say that. Thank goodness this ain't a hitless run, or we'd be in real trouble. Dude, what are you doing? Oh, not good. I need to, like, round up a bunch of these guys. Okay, that's 2. There's 3. Nice. What a right mess. And of course, perhaps a newly initiated player might have just headed for the hills there. They would have run, and I wouldn't have blamed them for it. But instead, or they would have just like backed off and came in through the front and dealt with the ballistae. But I can tell you, the ballistae would have presented its own range of problems. With the skill I have, I'm capable of remaining more, like, zenned in, like, tuned in to a fight, and I'm able to just kind of focus and realize that, oh, maybe I would be better off if I just quite literally ran around the knights until they've all pulled out their swords. What I'm trying to do is figure out where the, here you are. There's one ballistae. And is there another one? Yes, there is. On the opposite side. One neat trick that you can do if you're new at the game and you're like, oh, I'm out of FP, but specifically if you're new to Reforged and you're thinking, oh man, how do I, why are you firing that way? You know the enemy is over there, right? Well, these ballistae are actors. Meaning, you can just come in and fire away at them. Like you absolutely can. And you'll get your FP back. If you come in and cast a catch flame, life is golden. Life is absolutely golden. It's something that took me a long time to figure out. Don't worry, it's not like, you know, you totally should have known that. No, it's not. You kind of have to observe that the ballistae are, in fact, actors with HP. Even if you don't have an HP bar, it has HP, and you can kill them. Same way with breakable walls. I think there's like one breakable wall, I'm pretty sure, that's been patched out, but you can break walls. They just have lots of HP and high toughness. Like, you're not supposed to be able to break through them easily at all. But if you're using a two-handed weapon like a giant mace and you've got as much strength as you can bear, you'll break through in about a couple of hours. I will say most of it... Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a great thing to say. Oh, would you like to come this way? Yeah, you thought you were gonna wave that torch at me, weren't you? I forgot what I was gonna say. I got busy trash-talking the soldiers here, which I'm gonna make sure we kill before we engage this duo for the first time. How many more of you are just standing up here? There are a lot of subsystems. Hey there, Devious Grace. Welcome back. Good to see ya. How are you doing? Hope you enjoy your stay. I was just talking with Grak maybe 20 minutes ago or so, and they were telling me about their jambalaya. Welcome back. Thank you for being back. I appreciate the company. And then I suppose after that I was also just kind of busy explaining a few things about Reforged. You know, the typical stuff I do during the first hour. I try to make sure those who are new to Elden Ring Reforged know of it. Know where to find it, know where to download it, and how to get it for themselves. I don't think I mentioned this, because this happened during the... No, it didn't happen during the stream issues. I took a recording yesterday while we were streaming. It was toward the beginning before you had arrived, and I'm going to be making a tutorial guide on how to download Elden Ring Reforged. We used to have one, and it was authored by the great Mighty Poe, a YouTuber, contributor, mod author that was also here in the Reforged community. He left over differences in how we were handling the unalloyed incident, let's call it. And eventually the file structure and everything changed for Reforged, so his installation guide isn't accurate anymore. So I have in my possession a video that I'm going to make a script out of and then re-record what I need, and then actually work with Kirnifr or Vidian or whoever I have to get that video published and available for use. Because I do want to say that although downloading this mod is easier than it ever has been, if you want to do anything more than just play with Reforged and its internal DLLs, like this is a horse mount, right? It's a horse skin. I have to do something extra for that. People should know how it works. And I want to be the person to provide that. I think that's one way I can really, truly give back to the Reforged community. People can hear me, right? I'm not delusional. Hold on, I'm gonna do an audio check. Just one more time. I'm gonna go down several, like, flights of steps here. I don't want to even think about a boss manhandling me. Okay, and I'm gonna open up the YouTube so I can, yeah, I hope you're doing great. I am, thank you for asking. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, I can hear myself. Good. Good. Well, at least that's how it is on YouTube. I need to ask Twitch folk pretty specifically. I'm just gonna say some test sentences until we have our answer. How now, brown cow? Peter picked many bushels of pickled peppers, or that kind of thing. I feel like I probably need to just open Twitch and find out for myself. All right. Muted at times? Okay. That I can probably fix if I fix the dead zones. Hang on. Alright, we're gonna try that. I've adjusted the close and opening thresholds for the noise gate. Am I no longer muted, or, you know, am I still cutting off at the ends? At, like, ends of sentences. But I'm glad people can at least hear me. I'm really not surprised that, I really just have to speak right into this mic. I just have to speak right in, and I can't look any other way. I have to look right into it. I hate Blue Yeti mics sometimes. Now you hear me? Gotcha. A knock on wood that doesn't have to, that I don't have to change how I sit, or anything like that. I may have to actually, like, move around my desk and, all that fun stuff. As I'm kind of in a, L shape. That's not a very good, that is not a very good depiction of what an L is, Coin. Yeah, I've got like a... Actually, it's like a finger. It's like not a finger. It's like an almost closed dome, really, where it's got like a sweeping view here, but I do have a corner open. And, It's very hot in this pocket. I've thought about moving the desk. I may actually give you guys a tour of what my office arrangement looks like, at least a little bit. I'm going to turn on the light while we do this a quick second. Okay. It's gonna look weird until I can get a hold of it. Hang on. So that's kind of my space. Is just got to be careful I actually set this properly. So I've got grooming and watching. Nice. Let me at least set the camera up here a second while I look at you guys and talk. So from that quick pan or quick flash around, I've basically got two desks, one to my left and one straight ahead. And it's the straight ahead desk is L-shaped. So I've got its corner sitting in the right-hand corner of my room. It's an interesting setup. Definitely not it's not wholly conducive to what I have to do for streaming. I'm gonna move the camera and then shift everything back to where it should be. I hope that gives everyone a little bit of a better appreciation for what I'm dealing with at the moment. I think I may want to adjust that light. Alright. I figured that would give everyone a better idea of what I'm working with. So, I've got my desks. I don't really have a good place to, like, both mount the webcam and, like, mount my boom or lever arm for the microphone. So I'm looking between my two computers, looking over here to play the game, and then looking over here to see any kind of chat notices while also trying to keep my head pointed. It's very it's a very jank setup. I'm not exactly it's something I've just gotten used to over the years more than anything. Like, really and truly, let me just shift this forward. It's very strange. The mic also has to be in pretty specific orientations. I've thought about getting a lapel mic, but that's neither here nor there. And that's not really what you guys came to see now, is it? You guys came to watch me get my ass beat. That's the honest truth. To get my, Nah, I'm sure some people are here for me, and I don't know who that is yet. But, most people are here for the spectacle of the thing. Or if they're here from networking, like Devious and Cracker both are. Are you guys ready for me to get my ass whipped? I hope so. And these horses are definitely not going to be doing the nay-nay. They're going to be doing the drawing and quartering. That's what they're going to be doing. And it's going to be up to me to avoid that. I will see you guys on the other side of this boss fight. Wish me luck, but I hope I won't need it. As you can see, that particular boss is fine until you get a very unlucky string of attacks. And to make matters worse, the enemies up there have respawned. Granted, you know, the ballistae are out here at the front. So as long as we kill the enemies that are between us and them that are on the ground, we're okay. The last thing we want is to have a soldier or a scout like come in and go after us while we're also trying to dodge 2 or 3 separate strings of attacks. It can be very frustrating if you're not careful. Now, unfortunately, it is break time. Otherwise, I would continue going after the boss right now. For those who have not been here before, we take 5-minute breaks around here. We run 90 seconds of ads here on YouTube, or here on Twitch, excuse me. For YouTube, it's a rather lonely 5 minutes. I definitely recommend getting up and stretching for yourself. It's greatly appreciated. Got to figure out how to set this so that I could just talk directly into it. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Anyway, while we do that, or I should say, let me try that again. Now that I've explained all that, we're going to take our break, and when we come back, we will be continuing to make attempts at this boss. And with that, I'll see everybody after this commercial break. Thank you. I am back. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed the break so far. I want to thank everybody so much for stopping by and hanging out. I really greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's such a shame that I can't look right into the aperture, because if I do, I'm not looking into the microphone. And because I'm not looking into the microphone, I'm gonna cut out, I'm gonna get muted, it's a mess. I really just need a lapel mic. There's a YouTuber I watch, his name is Matt Parker. He is an Englishman, an English mathematician, and I want to say he either used to be a high school teacher or like a college professor. He was one of those. And he's known for he's got this show called Stand Up Maths. Yeah, he's a mathematician and a comedian. How about that? Really, really popular YouTuber among the math sphere. And he has a lapel mic, and I'm thinking about finding out how much one of those is and maybe setting up a donation goal for that, because and slowly working towards it with my own income. Because I'd like to be able to walk around, turn off my mic, and do all that other fine stuff. I'd be giving up a lot of sensitivity, but to be quite honest, Blue Yeti microphones are great for podcasting or like round table play, but not very good for like streaming one like by yourself. And being like the lapel mic will just allow me to look into the camera when I'm talking to you. It'd be great. And just double check the alerts, make sure I got everything all organized. As far as I can tell, I'm organized. If you guys like this content and hadn't considered doing so already, please consider subscribing and or following. Make sure those notifications are turned on. If you want to see my ass beat multiple times and me dying and swearing at the Godskin Noble or getting mad about this or that in the challenge run, or if you just want to watch me perform like various deeds and hijinkses, definitely also consider leaving a subscribe and or a follow. And on Twitch, you even get some emotes for your trouble, like the coin high. Also, I just realized that my ghost chat is off. Let's fix that. I'm professional. I suffer psychic damage when when I don't have my shit together. Which is all the time. Can't you tell? Nah, in all seriousness, sarcasm aside, I have performance anxiety, so if I start screwing things up, I tend to keep going with the screw-ups rather than anything else. I do have to kill these mooks, unfortunately. Yeah, dude, whip out your sword already. Stop doing that. Alright, we're gonna actually whip around the right and see if we can't skip past some stuff. So how's everyone enjoying dinner? Jambalaya, baked chicken, or, you know, in my case, the pork stir fry we were having? How is all that? Or grooming and watching dogs, and or cats. Or shit. No. We're gonna come in from behind, and is that a rune piece? It is. It totally is. It's a rune piece. I need to update my soundboard pretty badly, but that requires me not to invoke the Phyrexian scriptures every time I want to edit something. My wrist definitely flared up when I tried to make video edits today. That whole thing might be coming to an end. I don't know. I don't want it to, but I think for my own health, I just have to. I hate it. It stinks. I like making content. Who else? Or did you guys, nah? I was about to say, surely that couldn't have been everything. Alright, now we're going to watch out for this guy's movements. Alright, we ready for attempt number 2? I sure hope so. It's attempt number 2, Tree Sentinel Duo Electric Boogaloo. And with that, wish me luck. I hope I won't need it. And with that, I will see you on the other side of this. Nice. So strange. I feel like Bloodboon is just a bad answer. Or like, maybe it's not so much that it's a bad answer, just, you know, I'm bad at dealing with two horses. I don't know yet. Let's do that without any kind of extra assistance from the rune arcs. I want to save that for stuff that actually matters. What is your hardest boss? And that's just being, you know, talking collectively to people. What is the hardest boss you've ever fought in a video game? Doesn't even have to be Soulsborne. It could be any video game at all. I've already explained mine a few times, but, you know, it's a new question, a new day. Same response either way. My hardest boss definitely so far in life had to have been Dark Eater Midir. I died over 120 times to kill him. And this was just, you know, that 120 times wasn't even for hitless. It was just for regular like gameplay with like summons and everything. Yeah, just summons and everything. Not even anything else. All right, we gotta do something else. I don't know what that is yet. I really gotta mind my positioning on things. Come on, Knight, come this way. Oh, I feel like I'm getting sniped by archers. Yeah, that's not very good. How do we want to deal with... well, that answer might be chosen for me. Yeah, you know what? Let's give up. Let's give up and go back. Let's not make problems for ourselves. Let's just leave. I mean, why else would there be beetles here except to, like, say, yeah, we kind of expect you to kill everything. I don't know what the correct approach to all this is yet. This is the part of the game where I'm murky, hazy, I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing. Also, our, like, rune pile is getting higher and higher. Don't know what to do about that. I gotta be extra careful. Oh yeah, that's really dangerous. As in, there's no real way to, like, do this and not get hit. I feel like I just have to ignore them and do literally anything else. I don't know, man. No, that was too big of a delay. It's gonna be stuff like this, where, like, once I get the technical aspects of it down, you know, no matter what situation I find myself in, we will eventually I need to go ahead and just give up the ghost and use a rune arc here. I feel like I'm gonna need the extra stats. I feel like flame fall upon them would be better for this. No bleed, but I could control it a bit more. Nice. Oh yeah, that... I was expecting him to get stuck there, but it turned out not to be the case. Yeah, bad gameplay. Yeah, I don't have the time. I don't have the time for such spells. But that's how we have to do it. Every time. We have to use the spell. Because otherwise, they'll just deflect whatever we cast back at them. I've tried other stuff. Yeah, I know you're up here. I'm getting better at fighting these. So, what's this? Here's another engagement question I can ask. What kind of games can you say you've mastered? I know with, like, Devious here, it's, Callisto Protocol. They described themselves as being a Callisto Queen earlier. And I think for Gracker, I think he could honestly say it's Skyrim. And for me, I guess it's Soulsborne games. I'm really good at stuff like this. At least among the local people I know. Anyone who's on Team Hitless would surely say I'm gutter bin garbage at this game, and I would stand by that analysis. I am garbage as far as actual skilled gameplay goes. But I think I'm fine enough among my friend circles and people who generally know me. If they were to watch me play this on a consistent basis, they would definitely say Elden Ring is something I'm decent at. Alright, how are we up here? You know... Maybe... Yeah, this is actually plenty of room now that I think about it. Whoa! Just gotta wait for them to give me an opening. Just not right now. Oh, why did I forget about that? Okay. Where's the other one? You have a fix for that, do you? I have to wait. Oh, okay. Now I've got a... Let's see. Is that all it does? Is just that? So this lovely thing, the sentry torch, I believe also has an aura that reveals invisible walls. So if you were ever unsure as to the nature of what you're striding into, you can use Instead of using a regular torch or a lantern, you can use the, oh, you know what? I feel like I should add to boss deaths. Boss deaths. Hang on. I feel like I just kind of stopped. Hang on. I don't trust what I've put in. Anyway. Just ratio this properly. What was I saying? What is with this glowing? Oh, I know that's for something. I just forget what it is. If the earlier fight with the Miranda flower and the Miranda blossom, or I'm sorry, the Miranda sprout. No. The Miranda bloom. Yes, there we go. If the Miranda bloom and the Omen killer were not enough indication that I do not talk during boss fights, let that be a second. Actually, you know, funny enough, we probably need a note for what we just experienced. Right. What was I saying? Well, first I guess I'll welcome you to the capital outskirts. You won't be staying here very long. But I did at least want to collect the stuff that was here. We're also going to grab this map.
Share them with me. Your thoughts. Your ambitions.
I just feel like I need more health. And I've got enough. I have enough stamina to work with for my purposes. So we need to go to the Altus Tunnel, which I think, if I remember the Altus Tunnel, it's like, down here, isn't it? Where is that? Hold on. I feel like I remember making a specific note about this. Yeah, okay, we just didn't go far enough. That's what it is. I wasn't confident in why I placed things where I did. And this might be one of those times we can probably use a Thornhoof raisin to really speed this up. Look at how fast we're going. That's really awesome. Granted, I think we're squandering a lot of the buff. But yeah, welcome to the Altus Plateau. Welcome to the capital outskirts. It is a very strange place. I am going to make more of these. And we're gonna pop another one. Ride like the wind. We're so fast that we often miss items. Anyway. So, this torch, right? If you're like, I don't want to put my, I don't want to put a lantern on my item hotbar. I hear ya. This thing that thing does compete with space for flasks and such. Well, one way you can get around that is by equipping a lantern. If you hold it up, you can block with it. It will emit slightly more light while it's held up like that. But you do not get a left-hand block. Just as a word of warning, you always hold up your torch to reveal more light. Now what we're gonna do is actually head back and go find another, or go replace our spells. That's what we're gonna do. Replace spells. That should be everything we need. Now let's head up the road and find our friend Corin. Who's gonna be, you know, busy navigating the world blind, fully blind, legally blind. Alright, Corin, buddy, come on. Show me where you are. I think I remember having to do something specific with Corin. Hang on. We did at least get the map, though. Progress. He is gone, as you can no doubt see. We do have a rune piece, so we're going to go... we do have 10 rune pieces, so we're going to turn them in. That didn't really help our stamina too much, but every little bit does make a difference. Corin?
I've decided to leave, as I mentioned. We may not, if there's any... May the golden...
I see. We're gonna head back over to the highway junction and try looking for Corin again. And hopefully he's there. And we don't hit him with spells. I hear an... Oh! What was that noise? That was a very strange noise.
Ah, how delightful. I've been doing some and will happen. I'm yet to, I suppose, the path ahead might sense about how little...
Man, you really did not learn much, did you?
May the golden...
Yeah, see, this right here, this is our tunnel. This is what we're looking for. Having a map really does help. Helps a lot. Should probably make it the first thing we look into, huh? I have to be on the ground for that. I'll never quite get why... I think I can form a reasonable basis for why some spells never really quite make it to being able to be cast on the horse. Maybe it's because, you know, I'm trying to think about how everyone might think about this. Maybe Blood Boon is one of those spells that the Tarnish just isn't going to bother arcing it correctly. And so a Torrent is going to get hit with the cast of that spell. And like, that's just how it is.
Are you here as a customer?
Yes. Yes, I am. No, I guess not really. Oh, this is a new item. This is the Withered Twig. It's a, homeward bone of sorts. It's the best way I know to describe it. A sickly twig befouled with deathroot, craftable item, used to instantly inflict death blight but prevent rune loss, allowing one to return to the last visited site of grace while preserving all held runes. Life quickly drains through the root of death, but the golden twig takes in the fleeting runes, keeping them safe. The mere suggestion of this unholy symbiosis, excuse me, is inconceivably heretical. Thinking if there's anything I want out of this. Not really. No, I think I'm good. I think the most I want is like the gravel stones, and even then, he can probably wait. And our goal now is to kind of just traipse off to the side here and go into the tunnels. I feel like I'm just mentally baked today. I don't know about anyone else, but I just feel like I'm not keeping up with the times. Oh, please tell me there's like a way down that doesn't result in my death. I remember there being a spirit spring not too far from here. And look, there's a tantalizing rune piece right there to taunt us. Maybe the safe way down is this bridge. Yeah, I'm thinking it's the bridge, or like the bridge on the other side. This one has a spirit spring, or is supposed to. Hello, boys. Oh, I'm thinking maybe we don't want to leap across that quite yet. How's everyone doing? Everybody enjoying themselves? And or enjoying the weather? Nice weather we're having? That kind of thing? I've never been great at icebreakers. And you know, in truth, icebreakers do a lot more harm than good when you're talking to random strangers or people you barely know. It's more conducive to just immediately start talking about real problems. Like, yeah, be nice, you know, introduce yourself, but don't have small conversations that like just jump into the big stuff. Like, make sure you're saying into it properly, but you know, not politics, not religion, but like problems. If you want to have a meet and greet and solve problems, you don't let people say icebreakers. Not only that, but you actively have to police people who do. There was this experiment that I read about a couple of years ago somewhere in England, where there was like this party that was being conducted, and or rather the party was the setup for the experiment, in which people were allowed to talk about real world issues, but were not allowed to say certain common icebreaker phrases. And oh shit. Ow. Worm face. Two-Face, but worm face. Oh, yeah. So we've been death blighted. Unfortunate, but that's just how it is. I still hate that death blight saps your runes. No amount of just don't hold runes. Yes, death blight is punishing enough without holding runes, thank you. Without needing to, a convenience recipe should not be a requirement. Now, I guess that's, I don't know. Sometimes I would love to be a fly on the wall in Kirnifr's personal life and just like figure out how the man or gal actually thinks. I would love to know that. Because I can get a decent read on a Vidian, you know, when they're typing in chat, but I know nothing. I know next to nothing about who Kirnifr is. I know next to nothing about how they conduct themselves. Like, what their personality is like. Because I see them through the lens of their work and, like, nothing else. Because I don't have a point of reference. I hate, like... It's not that I dislike or want Kirnifr to change anything, just... Normally, with a mod author, you do eventually get some sense of who they are. Either they make a video about themselves, or, you know, they put out a document saying, yes, you know, this is who I am, these are the gaming principles that I believe and espouse in, and that's it. The only people who have any kind of grasp on that is Team Reforged itself, and no one else. I would love to be able to sit with Kirnifr, or even someone who just regularly speaks with them and just ask, what are they like? I don't think I've ever had an individual I've been quite so mystified on and not really have a good reason why. With Hannah Love, or, you know, Poe Concept, You know, I just don't see them talk a bunch. But Kirnifr's spoken or like, oh, I keep doing it. I keep doing it. Make the same mistake 50,000 times and I'll never learn. Nice. Just gotta watch my six. Are you gonna actually move over here or what? Really? Vengeance. Vengeance for you taking away my runes. Now I have to find another worm face. Preferably not one quite so close to the giant tree where the giant worm face is. Are those writhing rot mounds? Or are those slugs? Those are slugs, all right. All right then. So as you can see here, the more disgusting things you might find in Altus Plateau. There's no, you know, even in lands bathed in gold, there is no such thing as an untarnished land filled to the brim with the most disgusting things. Gotta be careful and not let the stench of death take us. I wonder what death blight smells like. Does it have a smell? It's like this dark, cloying gas. Or is sense of smell not really a thing too much in the Elden Ring universe? Oh, and do you hear all that hacking? Anytime you hear hacking or coughing, there's a worm face nearby. And that is your cue to be on high alert, because if you thought fighting one at a time was bad, try fighting two or three. You're gonna wish you had maybe not pulled the whole group. That's how hard fighting... Well, I shouldn't say that's how hard. That people have no sense of scope. It's really bloody difficult to fight one. It's almost impossible to fight two or three if they get into certain patterns. You just have to run. Go somewhere else. Now, let's not fall down the elevator shaft. That's very clearly marked. Let's not do that. Now, I am curious. I'm very curious about something. What happens if you were to go back out and can we reforge this thing? Can we make it magic? It would be very nice if we could have a magic torch. There's like a cold flame torch, but that's not quite the same as what I'm talking about. All right, Hugh, tell me you can't make this thing magical. Let me be right. Even in a circumstance where I don't want to be.
I took you no man to lay out your own.
Would be the Ash of War, right? We want to, like, undo the enhancement. Yeah, you totally can't do that. That's not a thing that can happen. I don't even think you can make a regular torch magical. Yeah, I'm not buying, and now we need to go back and redo, the enhancement for the dagger. Considering that considering that barricade isn't really all that useful, we can deflect without it. Can we? No, we cannot. We, in fact, cannot do that. Not a thing that can happen. And blessed is HP. Not really sure. It would be nice if I could do that. Oh, you know what? We totally can. Let's see. Golden Vow, raise armament aloft and granting increased attack power and defense. Momentary invincibility. Let's go for the Golden Vow. And then here we'll apply no skill and make it magic. And then we'll be able to get even more attack power. Although that will be fairly expensive for us. Okay, it is break time. It is the very definition of break time. When we come back, I need to look into something. I may or may not have some rather unfortunate news. We'll have to see. Anyway, for those... Well, actually, you guys should know the spiel by now. I need to stop engaging in so much meta talk. Anyway, 5 minutes, 90 seconds of ad time on the clock. I'll see you guys after this commercial break. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, you guys will be held over until then. I'll have to work on how I want to end that. But, thank you for sticking with me. Appreciate it. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. I am going to curtail the stream early, though. My reason for doing this, and I'm so sorry for doing it, is... my wrist is hurting like crazy. I need to, go rest, go lie down. I don't know. I will make it up to everybody. Don't worry. And also, this gives me a chance to kind of look into the whole lapel mic thing. Just test the waters, see what's out there. In the future, what I'm thinking is, for tomorrow's makeup, I'm gonna change the treatment I used. It was already kind of acting up before. Threw some icy hot on it. It worked for a little while, but now it's absolutely driving me insane. So I'm gonna go figure out. I'm gonna go like wait out this burning. It's the only thing you can do once you apply menthol, like menthol related stuff. I don't know how my dad swears by this stuff, but I am too frail, too fragile. I cannot. At least not that intensity anyway. Before I go though, I will at least recommend some people for you. For you guys on YouTube, you can go ahead and hop off. I'm sorry. In terms of the next stream, I'm going to try to make it up by going 2 hours more than normal. I think that's a fair compromise. That way we get all the content we would have had, yes, like today, tomorrow. I just think that's fair. Thank you guys for sticking around up to this point. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. I hope to be back tomorrow. Feeling a bit better and not have my wrist strained quite so much. Yeah, we're definitely, I'm definitely getting cut off at the heel here with the camera. Anyway, for shoutouts, I have... Oh, goodness. So, I'm actually going to recommend someone in my recommended feed, for one, and then for the other, we're going to... oh, yeah, okay. It's good. Still recommended. If you guys like, Legend of Zelda related stuff, check out a man named Point Crow. Hopefully let me see if I'm spelling that correctly. I am. Oh, his YouTube content is great. Definitely go check out both his YouTube and Twitch channels. He may do some other stuff as well, but I think that's I think YouTube is primarily where he does his stuff. As for you know, someone in my preferred list, let's call it, if you guys want to learn how to do challenge runs yourself, Gino Machino is currently teaching people how to do hitless runs for Dark Souls 1. Or, yeah, Dark Souls 1 Remastered. Definitely go check that out. They have some great YouTube content, too. And they're way better at this thing than I am. I need to figure out what I gotta fix to make the content more palatable, more worth your while. I don't know what that's gonna be yet. I need to do some soul searching. And I also have to, you know, figure out what the hell is going... Like, how to beat this tinnitus... Or, tinnitus? Beat this tendinitis. Tinnitus is ears, coin. Tendinitis is joints. I need to figure out how to beat this. I don't know if it's take 2 weeks and do absolutely nothing for 2 weeks, or what. But I will figure that out. And go from there. My name is Coin, or Swirling Vortex, or Steven. You may call me whatever you feel like. Hopefully one of those three things, but at the very least, don't call me Collect. Stay safe out there. World's dangerous. It's not safe. You're welcome here anytime. Again, I apologize for the short stream, but my wrist just ain't feeling it. And I really should have just not streamed at all today. Even with the icy hot treatment, I probably still should have said no. Anyway. Oh, the baldness, it's beginning. There is definitely a patch. Yep, there's a patch. Time to go bald and stay that way. Man, what an end to the stream. I just noticed it. Take care of yourselves out there, and goodbye. Thank you.